Okay, so number one thing, remember this key number 52.4%. You only need to win greater than 52.4% of your bets or sports investments to profit. So, winning anything above this percentage and applying a disciplined approach to sports betting or sports investing, the compound effect of this can turn profits in the hundreds of thousands over time. So again, you all you need to do is win anything more than 52.4%, because after that it's gravy. You don't need to hit 60 or even 80% to win at sports betting or investing. Just get over the 52.4%. It'd be great if you can hit 60. Fabulous if you can hit 80, but nobody hits 80 over the long term. But even if you can hit, for example, a 57%, you average 57% over the long term, so let's say over a year, you're going to turn a lot of profit. Now, look at it this way. You're losing 40, if you won 57% of the time, or on average 57%, that means you're losing 43% of the time. So, and that's the thing. It's okay to lose. So in this case, if you just need to get over 52.4% to win a profit, that means you're losing 46.6% of the time. And like I said, it's okay. There's these, I mean, you've heard the analogies. You fail to plan, you plan to fail. You don't have a strategy, you're likely not going to be profiting. If you're going to be successful in life or successful in business or successful with anything, sports, or even your family, you cannot get success without failures. And not just one failure, multiple failures. Same discipline applies to sports investing. The fact of the matter is you need to be emotionally okay to lose 46.6% of the time. Because you only need, I mean, if you hit that, you break even. But anything less than 46.6%, you're making profit. So again, key number, the key magic number is 52.4%. So let's just walk through a quick example here. So let's say you start off with a bankroll of $1,000. Your bet amount is, say, 5%. So your disciplined approach to sports betting over the year is going to be a 5% of your bankroll, which equates to a starting wager amount of $50. Let's say, I mean, you're going to win, you're going to lose, it's a given, but let's just say, for argument's sake, you average out a 57% average win rate. Doesn't seem like much, it doesn't seem great, but you're going to see why it is. Now let's say throughout a week, on average, you bet 2 games a day, which equals about 14 games. And out of those, you win 8 games and you lose 6 games. So your net win is going to be 2 games. And of course, any additional money you're spending out of your bankroll, whether on a handicapper service or even the fees with the sports books, or in other words, their vig or their juice, let's just say it's about 10% or 0.6, you got to factor that into your portfolio to determine your profitability. So argument's sake, let's say it's 0.6. So in other words, your net wins is 2 games. In other words, 1.4. So your profit in a week is going to be that $50 wager times the factor 1.4, which means you profit $70 for the week. Now, I know it doesn't seem like much, and you're thinking, well, geez, you said, hey, how do you turn 1,000 into 5-6 figures? I'm going to show you how. And the secret, well, when you say secret, it's not a secret. If you took business math, if you took stats, economics, whatever, you probably heard this thing called compound interest. And you're going to see how that can have a profound effect on turning $1,000 into a 5 and even 6-figure return in a matter of a year, or even less, depending on kind of your approach to it. But again, argument's sake here in this example, I'm trying to keep things somewhat conservative for you, for the average sports investor. So a $70 profit, $70 profit, look at it in terms of your return on investment. Your return on investment in 1 week is 7%. In 4 weeks, in other words, a month, your return is 28%. And over an entire year, it's 336% return on investment. So what we're saying is, with an average of 57% win rate, meaning you're losing 43% of the time, you can turn that into 336% return on investment. So a 57% win rate is a 336% return on investment. You know, where else can you get that? I mean, look at the bank, your bank account, your savings account. What kind of return are you getting there? Look at the equity markets. You know, is your GIC, is your government bond, is your options, is your any type of other investments you do in the stock market. Are you getting a 336 return on investment? Now, I'm not saying you put all your eggs in one basket and you focus solely on becoming a sports investor. Any profitable investor that you could talk to who has experience will tell you a key factor is diversify. Just like your investments that you do at the banks, you diversify your portfolio. Same thing here is what we're saying with sports investing can just be another investment vehicle or tool that you add to your investment portfolio. Even Warren Buffett will tell you that diversification and time can equal profits. Yes, you've got to be smart with how you're investing too. But the key factor is 57% win rate equals 336% return on investment. So let's just kind of walk through, what type of return or profit you can make over time. Because with these key points here, these key metrics here, I want to show you the power of what compounding can do to in sports investing and can do to your bankroll to turn it into a 5 to 6 figure portfolio over time. So flip over to Google, search for compound interest calculator, so you can pull it up. And I'm going to pull one up here I like to use. This is one from Google. And what we're going to see here, is where your principal, as an example, that's your $1,000 bankroll that you started with, right? Your rate, so when we're looking at this, we're looking at, say, that 28% on a monthly basis. Because this is based on years, we're going to take this on from a monthly perspective on a return on investment. So your rate, we said per month, is 28%, okay? And your years, well, let's just use one as for 1 month. Whatever calculator you use, just make sure you understand kind of what they're asking for. But in this case, we're going to use this as months. And you can see within 1 month, you're getting a $280 profit. So now your bankroll has turned from $1,000 to $280. The key thing here is that that's after month 1. Month 2, month 3, month 4. What you're doing is that 5% that you are taking from your bankroll to invest in invest into the sports market, every month you're going to be increasing that, because your bankroll now is not $1,000, it's $1,280. So you're going to be taking 5% of that and then using that in the sports markets. Over 2 months, your bankroll is now $1,638. So you're going to take 5% of that and apply it to your sports wagers. So you can see how your $50 sports wager is increasing over time. And this is the compound effect that it has. I mean, within almost 2 months, you've almost received almost well over a 50% return, but you're getting closer to 100% return. But let's look over a quarter. You've definitely now you've turned over your bankroll 100%. But this is the power again of compounders. So let's say you were able to maintain, or you averaged out for the season, a 57% win rate, which means again you've lost 43% of the time, and you're okay with it. So with a 57% win rate, and you're turning a 28% per week return on investment over 1 year, so 12 months, over 1 year, your bankroll now is almost $20,000. That's the power of compound interest on your account. Now, means you've profited $18,342. So you see how your 4-figure starting bankroll of $1,000 can easily turn into a 5-figure amount using the power of compound interest. Let's say you're able to maintain that 57% win rate over 2 years. Maybe 1 year you hit 60%. Another year you hit 54%. Again, You just got to win over 52.4%. Okay? So you're not always going to get 57. You're not always going to average that. Every year, every month, it's going to change. Sometimes you'll be high, sometimes you'll be low. But in the end, let's just say on average, you get 57%. You can test out all sorts of different type of win rates here, to your heart's desire. But let's see what happens if you apply this over 2 years, 24 months. Your bankroll is now $374,144. So almost $400,000 bankroll, which means you profited almost $400,000 in 2 years based off a $1,000 bankroll. Again, just win over 52.4% of your wagers, right? And take this with a grain of salt. This is an average 57% win rate. Not everybody's going to hit it. Again, you might hit higher, you might hit a little bit lower, but just get over that magic number. Okay. So again, your 1 week return is $70 profit. Your 1 month is $280. Your 12 months, your 1 year is $18,000 profit. 2 years, well, enough to maybe buy that home or reinvest it. Take a fraction and reinvest it. The key thing here too is the fact that you never put any more additional money into your bankroll. Right? You're just reinvesting what you've earned off of this already. So you can see the power of how compound interest can have from a sports investing perspective. So again, covered off why 90% of sports bettors lose. Covered off the warning flags. I've touched on kind of what we do at intelligentbettingtips.com, and maybe I'll get a little bit more detail about that, but you can understand we're not a handicapping service. We provide some key data points that has been inspired from fundamental studies and actually application in the equity markets, as well as application in cases from MIT's Collective Intelligence Department, as well as factors taken from Harvard's Decision 2.0 studies and so forth. But again, our goal is to provide you a higher confidence on your decisions on what games to be putting your money, putting your investments on. In the end, ultimately, you can turn your $1,000 into a six-figure salary or a six-figure return. You only need to win over 52.4% of your games. And in this example that we gave you with averaging that 57% win rate, look at the other side. You only need to lose 43% or less of the time. Remove that emotional ties that you have to losing. You're not going to win every time. It's guaranteed in life. It's guaranteed in everything that you do, and it's guaranteed in sports investing. Expect to lose. You will profit over the long term if you take the right approach to it. Don't be a recreational sports bettor that loses like the other 90%. And that is our goal, is to turn that 90% of losing sports bettors into 90%